9.1, question 13. The graph shows the cost of dried apricots at the bulk and save. To me, these look more like blood platelets, and they're really kind of gross looking, not apricots. So I don't think I'd like dried apricots. I don't know. I've never had them. But it says the cost of the apricots here is the title of it. We have quantity in grams down here, and there's quantities of 100 gram increments, and it's represented by the variable Q. And up here we have the cost in cents, and it's representing in 75-cent increments, or 75-cent increments, and it goes up that way, and it's labeled capital C. Make a table of values for the particular question. So what I'll do here is I'll just kind of create this table of values, and I will fill it in. So I'm going to put this one over here as my quantity, which I will write messy, like always, quantity. Spelled wrong. Quantity, and that's the variable Q, and it's represented in grams. And over here we have the cost, and it's the variable capital C, and it's in cents. So let's fill in the information. Well, we have 100 grams here is going to cost us 75 cents. 200 grams here is going to cost us $1.50 or 150 cents. 300 grams is going to cost us 225 cents or $2.25. And 400 grams is going to cost us a whopping 300 cents or $3. Okay. It says use the graph to estimate the cost of 350 grams of apricots. So 350 grams. Well, that doesn't fit in here, but it would be midway between these two. So if I was using my table of values, I could say, well, since it's midway between here, it'd be midway between here, and that would be like, I don't know, 265 or so. But if we used our graph, we could do the same thing. I could find 350 here, draw a line straight up, draw a line through my values, and where that crosses there is actually going to be the value of my apricot. So if I go over here, again, it's between 225 and 300. So yeah, it's roughly, 265. So I'll put that down here. So 350 grams is roughly, I don't know, 265 cents or $2.65. Question D is kind of a real tough one. It says, what is the actual cost of 350 grams? And again, in order for us to figure out that actual cost, it's best if we use our algebra sense. So I'm going to create an equation. Q equals C. Well, does it equal C? No, it doesn't. We can see here that the 100 of Q does not equal the 75 of C. So we have to figure out what am I doing here to get it? Well, I could say, am I subtracting a constant of 25? So 100 take away 25 gives me this, but that same constant of subtract 25 doesn't work here because it's actually subtracting 50. So I can't say Q take away 25 because it works for the first one, but it doesn't work for any of the other relationships. The actual answer is it's a coefficient. Now, how do I get from 100 through multiplication to become 75? Well, that's a good question, and really you need to have some good decimal understanding to really understand how do I get from here to here. And the answer is if I multiply 100 by 0.75, 100 times 0.75, again, I move my decimal places 2 places. When I multiply by 100, it gets me 75. When I multiply 200 by 0.75, well, 200 is really made up of 100 and a 2, so 2 times 100. So again, if I multiply this by the 100, I would get my 75, and then I'd have to multiply it by the 2, and I get the 150, and so on and so forth. So this is actually my formula for calculating the cost of the dried apricots. If I take the quantity in 100 grams and multiply it by 0.75, that will give me the quantity. So I know from the question, it says how much is the exact amount of this, and it says 350. So I take 0.75, substitute my quantity, which is 350, and that will tell me the cost. So what I'll do here is hopefully I can pull up a calculator here. And where's my calculator? It's somewhere here. My calculator is, I don't know where my calculator is. Is it here? There it is there. Well, that didn't take too long. That only took 25 minutes to find a calculator. And there it is. Look. Oh, wonderful. So 0.75. Oh, hang on. I can't even type. Clear. 0.775 multiplied by, that's the multiply button there, I'm assuming, multiplied by 350 equals, aha, it's not 265 cents or $2.65. The actual answer was way off. I was $2.62.5 or 262 cents and a half a cent, which is $2.62. Okay. I'm exhausted. I need to go take a Coca-Cola and go to bed.